All right. Shalom, shalom. Ka'alayim la, Yahweh. Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rahakah Kodash, Yahweh. Being the true name and the only name in the Paleo Hebrew, the Lashon Kodash, or the holy tongue for the world English calls God. Yahweh Shai, being the true name and the only name in the Paleo Hebrew, the Lashon Kodash, or the holy tongue for the world English calls Jesus Christ. Letting you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans of Negroid and indigenous descent through the lineage of your fathers know you are the true children of Israel. Yasharallah in the Paleo Hebrew meaning, he prince of the power. Double honors and salutations to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well, who I learn from daily, the brothers on down, and the likewise like-minded brothers who are scattered throughout this earth teaching this same doctrine. You Akim and you Akwaf, you brothers and you sisters who have returned to Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai spirited in truth, I bid you a shalom, and you speckled bird Israelite foreigners who look like these heathen nations, but truly go back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, I bid you a shalom as well. And when these 17 nations outside of Yasharallah are reading the Bible, what are they truly reading? They are reading your history. So it's your brother, Amawan Yasharallah, back out here through the power and spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, prayerfully with another edifying lessons out here on these highways and hedges. You know, and before I get started, I want to say happy Shabbat Shalom, Salakia. Shabbat Shalom, man. Even though we coming towards the end of it, Shabbat Shalom, man. What's going on out here, man? Hey, man, you know what's going on. Nothing but prophecy popping off the pages, man. Everything popping, man. You got the love of many waxing cold. What you got? What else you got going on? You got what did Putin just say? That boy Putin. What does the name Vladimir mean? Vladimir goes into ruler of the world, right? Vladimir Putin said he just declared that he no longer will stand on the Rothschild's U.S. dollar, man, right? Who is the Rothschild? The Rothschild will be those elite bankers, you know, who are the chief house of Esau Edom, the so-called white man, who is the devil that the Bible speaks of. What does the word devil mean? Once again, we got to let people know. Devil only means deceiver. What does the word Satan mean? Satan only means adversary. What's a better word for adversary? Against. So the so-called white man is contrary or against the scriptures. Basically, he against nature. Because Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai is they got a term in the world. Esau Edom came up called Mother Nature. Well, no, it's Father Nature, man. Because the Heavenly Father, through his only begotten Son, he created everything, man. What else you got going on? Wars or rumors of wars. What else we got going on? They talking about that monkey, that gorilla pox is popping off. You finna have a shutdown, that lockdown coming. These people don't know that guess what? You living in a time no one thought they would be here to see. The world, who the world any called Jesus Christ, coming back to visit the earth which he made, man. Who is you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans blood big brother, man? You can find that out in the Bible. Huh? What else you got going on? So-called climate change lockdowns, man. When it ain't no such thing as climate change. Who making everything pop? Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, the so-called white man, gonna tell you it's climate change. He's the father of the lie, man. He's a father of the lie. The scriptures tell you that. What else you got going on? Judgment on all four corners of the earth in all manners of ways. And it ain't doing nothing but picking up. What you got going on? Nancy Pelosi going over there to Taiwan. Why they got to go over there to Taiwan? Because guess what? Taiwan is the #1 producer of those chips. Of those chips ahoy. How they gonna make this? How is they gonna make that mark of the beast without Taiwan? Let's let the people see what Taiwan is playing a big factor in. This is what they going over there to Taiwan for. This is what Nancy Pelosi and them going over there to Taiwan for. Let's get it. Here you go. They need these. They need to be able to produce these. Because the so-called white man, which is the devil, did what? He made sure everybody went and took that jump shot. He got you prepared for what? The RFID, the Mott B, Revelation 13, 16, and 17. Which is you Israelites, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, if you take this, you're going to be destroyed in front of the Lamb, man. You're going to be destroyed in fire and brimstone in front of the Lamb in the lake of fire. Matter of fact, let's start off with that. Let's read it. Let's read it. The word revelation means what? What is the root word of the word revelation? To reveal. We're going to reveal the plan of the so-called white man, which was broken down by the elders and apostles, a great millstone on down, man, and bringing it down to young brothers like myself to warn you people, man, to warn the people. Let's go into Revelations chapter 13, and I'm going to start at verse. Let's go straight to the point. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. So previously, when I was out here on my last street teaching out here, man, I went into that thawah, that Ezekiel 9:4, that thawah, that exemption, that mark of the Passover. Those death angels gonna pass over those who had this mark, which is a symbolization of having this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, the hopefully elect. So this mark is talking about right here, it goes into a word called charagma, meaning an incision, an impaling, man. And that's what the so-called white man did with his C19 juice, man. You know, where he told you to go take this and you're gonna be protected. That was nothing but a precursor to this might be, man. And we read it. Revelation 13 and 16. And he calls them all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. So guess what? This mark or this charagma is going to go into your hand, which we showed you, which I showed you on this illustration right here. You can see it right here on my board, on my vision board, right? And it also said it's going to go into your forehead or into the brain. All you got to do is Google Elon Musk Neuralink brain chip, man. So this exposed that the so-called white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of. This ain't my words, which I'm all for Yahweh. I'm down with the dark Messiah. So whatever the word is, that's what it is. That's what you are. You so-called white people, you are the devil that the Bible speaks of. And you other nations of people that are outside of Yasharallah, you are heathens, man. And you going into subjugation, you going into slavery under the people that y'all hate the most. That's the good news. That's the gospel. That who the world any calls Jesus Christ coming back for the 1/3 of his people who have this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, who are rehearsing the righteous acts, who are studying to show themselves approved, who are working out their own salvation with fear and trembling, and repenting daily. He gonna destroy 2/3 of our people, which they're gonna receive salvation through the 1/3. And guess what? He gonna destroy the majority of the heathen nations, starting with Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, who is the biblical Salakia, cave dweller. And Lord willing, we'll go into his history tonight, man, with this scripture, man, because his origin is right here in the scriptures as well. Let's read that again. Revelation 13 and 16. And he calls of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark, the charagma, in their right hand or in their forehead. And that no man might buy or sell, say he have the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So without this mark, you won't be able to, without the RFID or the might be, you won't be able to buy or sell. Because more and more, as you can see, when you go into these stores, everything is digital, man. Now they got where you can put your credit card or your debit card right onto the reader, and it's reading you. Huh? And let me read something, because we be having people who scoffing and mocking, talking about, what about if I put it in my left hand? Well, let's see what the scriptures say, man. Let's see what the scriptures say. Let's go into Revelations chapter 20. Let me see if I got it right. Let me make sure I got it right. Revelations chapter 20 and verse 4. Revelation chapter 20 and verse 4. And I saw thrones, and they that sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Hamashiach. So some of these men are going to be martyrs, man. They're going to have to be beheaded, man, for prophecy's sake. You know, for prophecy's sake, man. Right? That's what that's going into. And for the word of the Most High. because we speak in this word, this truth, and which had not worshipped the beast, who had not taken the RFID, the Mot B, neither his image, neither have received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands. So guess what? We ain't gonna play games with Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, man. And they lived and reigned with Hamashiach 1,000 years. So we ain't gonna play no games. Whether you take it in wherever you take it at, you're gonna be what? Let's go to it. Revelations chapter 14. And I'm gonna start at verse 8. And there followed another angel saying, Babylon is fallen. What is Babylon a code word for? Babylon is a code word for the United States of America, for North America, for MAGA. That's all. And there followed another angel saying, Babylon is fallen. It is fallen, the great city, because she made all nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. What is that going into? America pushed all these philosophies. LBGTQ. Here come that rain, here come that wind. Let me put this down, Salaki. Here come that wind. Here come that wind, Salaki. I'm gonna try to keep this stick up. Try to keep this up. Salaki. I'm gonna try to keep that up. Because, like I was saying, America, Babylon the Great, has pushed homosexuality throughout the earth. What else did it push? Christianity, modern day Christianity, and all the lies of its religion throughout the earth. What else did it push? So-called white supremacy throughout the earth, man. What else did it push? The U.S. petrodollar, which is monopoly money, which is not backed by any gold or silver. Nothing tangible, huh? And all the nations joined in with it. Now they seeing this great whore for what she is, and guess what? Now they getting mad. We can read about that, Lord. Matter of fact, let's get a precept on that. Jeremiah, and come on back. Jeremiah chapter 51 and verse 7. Jeremiah 51 and verse 7. Babylon had been a golden cup in Adonai Yahweh's hand, that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. So guess what? They mad as hell about all the lies they've been told. You know? They mad as hell about finding out that the U.S. dollar, you know, is a damn Ponzi scheme, man. Right? And some of these other nations have been destroyed by taking on LBGTQ. Huh? Let's continue. Let's continue. Going back to Revelations. Chapter 14. And I'm going to verse 9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Adonai Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels, in the presence of the Lamb. Who is the Lamb? The Lamb is who the world only calls Jesus Christ, whose true biblical description is a so-called Negro with an afro, woolly hair, afro, you know, huh? Muscle bound, man, ready for war. Exodus 15:3 tell you the Lord is a man of war, right? So he coming back at the line of the tribe of Judah. He left as a lamb, but he coming back as a lion. So let's read this again. Revelations 14:10. The same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, which is poured out without mixture, into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels, in the presence of the Lamb. Because what is the most famous name for America? What is his true name in the scripture? The lake of fire. People don't understand that America is the lake of fire. It just ain't on fire yet. How does America become a lake of fire? All thermonuclear missiles is going to be shot over here to America. And when the elect receive salvation by getting beamed up into what the so-called white man told the world was UFOs through that sea of mingled glass, through the bottom of those ships, it's gonna look like a lake of fire, man. Let's see how many missiles it's gonna hit over here. Let's get that. Revelations, the 9th chapter. And I'm gonna start at verse 15. And the four angels were loose, which were prepared for an hour and a day and a month and a year, for to slay the third part of men. And the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000. And I heard the number of them. So when you do 200,000, that go into what? Like 200 million nuclear warheads. Because those nuclear missiles have warheads on them. You know, you have numerous warheads on the front of them missiles. On the front of them hypersonic missiles, man. So all of them is going to hit with precision. Let's get that. I think I went into it earlier in the week. But let's get it. Matter of fact, let's go to this first. Second Hedges, chapter 4. Second Hedges, chapter 4. Because the Bible gives a good illustration to let you know that these are thermonuclear missiles, man. Second Hedges, chapter 4, and I'm gonna start at verse 47. And he said unto me, stand up upon the right side, and I shall expound the similitude unto thee. This is Ezra speaking. Which he is back today, man, in the reincarnation. So I stood and saw, and behold, an hot burning oven passed before me, and it happened that when the flame was gone by, I looked, and behold, the smoke remained still. Because them things gonna be smoking. The back end of them gonna be smoking, man. Man. Let's continue. Let's go to Second Hedges, man, chapter 16. Because this is the time period we're living in. People don't understand what? These are the last days. People been hearing that since their grandma, since they was kids. But guess what? We in the last of the last days, man. And we're going to prove that through the scriptures. Second Hedges, chapter 16. Second Hedges, chapter 16. And we're going to go into verse. We're going to start at the top. Second Hedges, chapter 16 and verse 1. Woe be unto thee, Babylon, which is America, and Asia. Woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria. Gird up yourselves with cloths and sack of hair. Bewail your children and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand. So guess what? It's judgment time, baby. It's judgment time, baby. The time period that nobody thought they was going to be in, they here now. It's here. A sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back? What is that sword? That sword is going into these thermonuclear missiles, man. Huh? A fire is sent among you, and who may quench it? Verse 5. Plagues are sent unto you, and what is he that may drive them away? Because guess what? Ain't nobody stopping what Yahweh Shem Yahushua has ordained, man. May any man drive away an hungry lion in the woods? Or may anyone quench the fire and the stubble when it had begun to burn? May one turn again the arrow that is shot of a strong archer? Who is that strong archer? Yahushua. Who gonna put the spirit who working on the minds of these nations and their rulership to shoot them arrows over here? Or those hypersonic nuclear missiles? Let's drop down. Verse 13. For strong is the right hand that bendeth the bow. His arrows that he shooteth are sharp, and shall not miss when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world. And the ends of the world will be right over here to the United States of America, Babylon the Great. Because everything started what? Everything goes back to the east. When you go into the word Oriental, it only means what? From the east. The so-called white man made up a term for the homeland. He called it what? The Middle East. Well, it ain't no middle south. It ain't no middle north. It ain't no middle west. Because he's a damn liar. And the father of it, man. Matter of fact, let's get that. Let's get that. Isaiah chapter 58. Isaiah chapter 58. Salakia. Salakia. Psalms 58. Salakia. And verse 3. The wicked are estranged from the womb. Who is the wicked? The so-called white man is the wicked that the Bible speaks of, man. You are the wicked. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. What is that going into? Because when the so-called white man came back into power through Alexander the Great or Alexander the Greek, guess what? He came to do what? He started deceiving the nations. Doing what? During that Renaissance period. He started having what he would call Renaissance art. What did he do? He painted over all the images. Let's get that. Let's prove that. Let's prove that. Let's prove that. He painted over all these images, man. We just got some of them. He painted over these. He painted over these images, man. He painted over King David. He painted over them. He made he told you that King James, when you Google King James, he gonna talk about he a homosexual. He was a so-called white man. He lied. So he was speaking lies as soon as he was born, meaning coming back into power, man. Call all you lie, y'all about shooting out shot for the truth, man. Call all you lie, y'all about shooting out shot for the truth. Huh? Let me straighten this back up. Call all you lie. Call all you lie, y'all about shooting out shot for this truth. Let's keep proving that these damn so-called white people are liars, man. Are the father of these lies, man. Let's go to Job. Job chapter Salakia. Job chapter 13. So many numbers in my head. Job chapter 13 and verse 4. But ye are forgers of lies, ye are all physicians of no value. Because what? The so-called white man, I just had my partner tell me today. And he told me that his doctor told him what? That his high cholesterol levels were hereditary. That's a goddamn lie. You can eat, all we got to do is eat the right way, and guess what? We ain't going to have no cholesterol problems. How else is he a forger of lies? He told you people that your body was, the human body, which was made to be perfect, wasn't good enough to fight off a virus. That's a forger of the lie. He told you that he made everything. That's a forger of lies. Let's prove it even further. Let's prove it even further. Let's go to back to Psalms. The book of Psalms, chapter Salakia. Psalm chapter. Let me get it. I think it's Psalms chapter. No. I want to go to Proverbs. Proverbs chapter 6. Proverbs chapter 6, and start at let's start at this is beautiful right here. Proverbs chapter 6, and I want to start at verse, because we're gonna get into the characteristics of the so-called white man. The scriptures give you the characteristics of the so-called white man, which is the devil that the Bible speaks of. Proverbs chapter 6 and verse 15. Therefore shall his calamity come suddenly. Suddenly shall he be broken without remedy. So his fall is going to come like this. Suddenly. And this is his makeup right here. Proverbs 6 and 16. These 6 things that does the Lord hate. Adawan Yahweh. Hate. Yea, 7 are an abomination unto him. A proud look, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood. The so-called white man, he keeps a proud look. He keeps a proud look, man. All right, man. You know what's your nationality, boss?
My parents are both Guam.
From where?
Guam.
Guam? Well, do you believe in the Heavenly Father? Believe in God?
I believe there is a God.
Okay. You believe there is a God. Well, guess what? God got who they call God, got a chosen people, man. Those chosen people were the 12 tribes of Israel, who would be the so-called black people, the Native Americans, and the Negroid, so-called black, Hispanic, and Latin, and Negroid, Native Americans and Negroid descent, man. So just because your people are from Guam, the Israelites were what? They were scattered throughout all nations. They were banished throughout all nations. So if you're from Guam, you over here now in what they call America. If you got a woman that you like, no matter what her ethnic background would be, if you lay down with her, that child that comes out of that woman comes from who? Well, yeah, it comes from God, but it comes through you. So no matter what that child comes out looking like, you could sleep with a so-called white woman, and guess what? Your child can come out looking like a white, like, you know, very fair skin. But guess what? That child goes back to you. So so we're not dealing with anything having to do with color. It's about a bloodline. These people were the chosen people of the Heavenly Father through their fathers. So just because you say you from Guam, you might go back. Who if you don't know who your great grandfather was, you might be one of these people, bro. So guess what? At the end of the day, we at the last, we at the we're living in a time no one thought they would be living in. What time is that? Through a world called Jesus Christ coming back to visit the earth, man. And what is he going to do? He's going to deliver 1/3 of these people who have this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. And guess what? Everybody who is not on, everybody who does not go back to these people, you're going into slavery under these people. See that? The so-called white man is the devil. What does the word devil mean? Deceiver. How did he deceive? He told everybody that Jesus Christ looked like this, which that is not his name. He told everybody that Christ looked like this. But if you read right here, this is Christ, who they will call Christ, biblical description. He had hair full. What people got woolly hair? Well, you looking at one. What my hair look like? Okay. Skin of brass that was burned in the furnace. So he was a very, when you look at brass, before you add minerals to brass, it's very brown. When we look at brass today, it's like gold. That's because they added minerals to it. Before you add those minerals, it's very brown. So he was a dark brown man with woolly hair. What else? When you read Acts 5 and 30, it says the God of our fathers raised up. Their true name is Yahweh Shai in the Hebrew tongue, but we just gonna use Jesus. The God of our fathers raised up Jesus who hanged on the tree. Who else? What nation of people are synonymous with being hanged on trees? So who the world calls Christ would be considered what today? What would they call his ethnicity? Okay, well, he would be considered a Negro. Okay, bro. All right, man. So, let's get back into it, Salakia. Proverbs, let's get back to it. Proverbs 6 and 15, man. So at the end of the day, he was a heathen, man. He was a heathen. He can't receive the gospel. He might be a brown skinned Edomite. It don't matter though. Proverbs 6 and verse 15. Therefore shall his calamity come suddenly. Suddenly shall he be broken without remedy. So the so-called white man finna be broken without remedy, man. Ain't no coming back from this. Ain't no building back better. Like Joe Biden said, that's over with. Verse 16, this is the makeup of the so-called white man. These 6 things doth the Lord Adonai Yahweh hate. Yea, 7 are an abomination unto him. A proud look. Who is prouder than the so-called white man? There's no nation of people. There's no nation of people on the earth prouder than the so-called white man. That's why he have a song called what? Proud to be an American. What does the Marines tell you? The few, the proud, huh? Who gave you gay pride? Who gave you LBGTQ? The so-called white man, who is the devil the Bible speaks of. A proud look, a lying tongue. Who done told all the lies throughout the earth? Got our people talking about we African. Got our people talking about we African American. Got our people calling themselves Puerto Rican. What does the word Puerto Rican mean? Rich port. Got our people calling themselves colors. What does the word Indian mean? Savage. Huh? A proud look, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood. When the so-called white man came over here to America, to the Western world, the northern tribes, which you would call the Native Americans and the Hispanics, were already over here. They welcomed them in with open arms. They taught them how to grow. They healed them because they were sick as fuck. They came over here with diseases, man. And what did these so-called white people do? They shed innocent blood. The Trail of Tears. Huh? The Devil's Punch Bowl. Huh? All type of what they just found up there in Canada. Why did the Pope go up there? I believe that was up there in Canada to talk to them so-called Native Americans, man, and tell them, man, because they found all them bodies under that damn church. Hands shedding innocent blood. Verse 18, Proverbs 6 and 18, and a heart that is devised of wicked imagination. This RFI, this might be is a wicked imagination. Them putting you back into slavery is a wicked imagination. Them ruling the earth for the rest of the time is a wicked imagination. Them being able to think that they're going to beat somehow overthrow their creator is a wicked imagination. Feet that be swift in running to mischief. Because guess what? The so-called white man going where, yeah, Nancy Pelosi over there trying to get this new world order accomplished, man. Huh? Them boys over there, I think that was Uganda. They found all that gold, man.